Hello, we are from Group 14, and my name is Li Yijuan, and my group mates Wang Huizhen and Ding Weisheng, and we are going to compare between thornless and thornleaf pineapples. And these are the contents of our presentation. First, introduction, and second, prediction. The third, law of demand. Fourth, two-tailed t-test. And fifth, Pearson correlation coefficient. And the last is conclusion. Pineapples were initially brought to Taiwan from China during the Qing dynasty, and pineapples from Hawaii and Southeast Asia were later introduced when Japan colonized the country. And today, Taiwan's own pineapple varieties dominate the market. And here are some types of thornless and thornleaf pineapples. For thornless, there are only two types, milky and perfume. And because perfume pineapple doesn't have much data, we only use the data of milky pineapple. And for thorn pineapple, we use the data of sweet honey pineapple. And these are the pictures of milky and sweet honey pineapple. The picture on the left is sweet honey pineapple. And as you can see, the leaf is thorny. And the picture on the right is milky pineapple. The leaf is smooth and thornless. And unlike most pineapples, which are yellow in color, milky pineapple is named for its unique milky white meat.
Taiwanese people and businesses are going to buy a spree after China announced a ban on Taiwanese pineapple import. The surging demand for the pineapples at home has surpassed the total export that was supposed to be sold at China at 2021. The Agriculture Ministry of Taiwan, Su Chengchang, said we didn't provide any specific figures, but already announced a total of 41,687 tons in domestic order. Agriculture Ministry Chen denied the allegation, saying that all of the country agriculture export meet the international standard. He also questioned China why for making the move during the peak season for pineapples. Most farmers grow the high quality, which is a golden diamond species, for export market. It's proven more difficult, however, for those aboard to support the campaign directly, as exports have yet significantly expanded beyond the recently closed Chinese market. And the government encouraged the people to eat more pineapples to help pineapple farmers. This time, the Chinese people are working together and enterprise, non-governmental organizations, citizen bank, and various agencies have purchased the large of quantities of pineapples. This number is even higher than it would have been high to sell to China. Taiwanese pineapple are good of quality and high sweetness, and Chinese people love to use them because the sweetness of pineapples cannot be too high in the past. Pineapples were imported from the foreign country to combine and manufacture cannot affect pineapples. However, after this ban incident, relevant state-owned enterprise will make other pineapples, such as dried pineapples, pineapple cakes, and pineapple wine. We also point out that the international community will also pay attention to this matter in the future, and also see that many exporters take advantage of this for export. Seeing that this number is even higher than original, I can call on Chinese competitors to use more domestic fruit, good quality, cheap price, and good for health. Taiwan exports 10% of its fast food pineapple output every year. In 2020, more than 90% of the total export of or about 41,000 tons was sold to China. But on February 26, the Chinese Customs Agency that is decided to suspend China pineapples import, starting in March after finding pests in the recent shipment. And we can see at the law of demand thornless, based on the graph above, it is shown that before the Chinese took action, thornless pineapple, the amount of value contracted significantly until now. However, law of demand thornleaf, it keeps increasing every year.
So we took our data from the agricultural products wholesale website. This is the link. So for our hypothesis, our null hypothesis or HO, there is no correlation between the quantity during the specific month of harvest season. This proposes that there are differences in quantities sold between the time harvests. And for the alternative hypothesis, or HA, the thorn leaf sold more than the thornless leaf in the early harvest season or in June. And it makes us comparing the quantity of the pineapples. So we just use the quantity data of the pineapples sold or the direct observation of the raw data. So this is the data from the sweet pineapple. We took the data from 103 until 110 or 2014 to 2021. For the sweet pineapple, as we can see from the data, the quantities sold every year in June were the highest, as we can see from the table, and the sold from June to September were decreasing, and so on the price. And this is the data from 107 to 110, and the quantity sold every year in June also were the highest from the other months. And for the milky pineapple data, as we can see from the data, in June, the quantities sold were the lowest than the other month. And from July to September, the quantities sold were increasing. It always happened every year. This is the data from 107 to 110. We take the period of the data from June to September. The blue line is the milky pineapple, and the red line is for the sweet pineapple. From the graph, for the sweet pineapple, we can see every June were sold highest than the other months, and it makes the line goes up from the month 9 to month 6, and the line goes down from month 6 to month 7. And for the milky pineapple, the line in June or month 6 were always at the bottom. The line goes up from month 6 to 7, and it will goes down from month 9 to month 6. Next, we are going to do the test to prove our hypothesis. So we use the two-tailed t-test. A two-tailed t-test is appropriate if you want to determine if there is any difference between the group you are comparing. For instance, because we want to see if the quantity thorn sold more than the thornless, so we use this test. If the p-value is less than 5% or this statistic is higher than around 1.7, we have less than 5% chance to make wrong conclusion that the value of one group is higher than the other one, and it makes us reject the null hypothesis. This is what we got from the Excel for the t-test. For the t-value or t-statistic, we got 2.578351, and the p-value that we got for the two-tail is 0.012399. We reject the null hypothesis. So to prove more about our hypothesis, we use Pearson correlation coefficient. And for the correlation coefficient, we use quantity selling for our base data. We can see that every year, we collect the data that's proof sweet quantity is a lot more sold at June. However, milky pineapple have less quantity sold. This is the formula that we use for the quantity correlation. Also, we can see the thorn or the sweet quantity in June is positive and higher than the milky because it's negative. So it makes us know that it has correlation, that the sweet in June or early harvest season are the highest quantity sold than the other months in every year.
So as the results from our analysis, we can conclude that thorn leaf pineapple sold more than thornless leaf pineapple in the early harvest season. More precisely is in June. And these are our results. And that's all from us. Thank you.